Hey, this is Jordan Hill, and thank you for joining Dirt to Sky Business Podcast. Thank you to Hotel Salem for sponsoring this episode. And just a reminder, we are accepting another long-term sponsor for this podcast, and you'll have your logo on the microphone and some other added benefits. So reach out if you're interested. Today, I am here with the small business guru, aka Melody Campbell. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Good. Yeah, of course. I'm so glad that you could be here. You are such a wealth of knowledge, and I feel like everybody around here knows you. You do a lot in the community.
I've only been doing this for about 20 years, and people are starting to go, "Oh, can you do for me what you did for them?"
Right, exactly. Yes. Word of mouth is so powerful.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think I first met you at a networking event.
Yep,
and
then, women, mom-owned businesses.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. So, and then one thing led to another, and you've helped my business so much, and we'll continue to. And
I appreciate that. It's been fun.
But yeah, so tell me a little bit about you, who you are, as a person, your journey.
Oh, let's see. So, I'm a mom. I have three amazing kids who are now adults.
Oh,
and one of them is an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And she does amazing. J Bella Tattoo. I walk into like a bakery and people are like, "Hi, Bella's mom."
Oh, you're like,
she's on the map because of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I have two boys. My oldest and my youngest are boys, and they're one's in people medicine and the other one is in animal medicine.
Oh, wow.
They are great, amazing kids. And then I actually started my business as the small business guru so that I could be available to raise my kids as a single mom. I owned another business here in town called Giveaways Plus.
Okay.
It was anything with a custom imprint, all the Statesman Journal, black and teal single copy machines. We put all the decals on those.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, we had 5 of the 8 casinos in Oregon, and
oh my gosh.
long story short, we went through a divorce. This is another Dirt to Sky story.
Yeah.
Went through a divorce, sold the business, and got into digital marketing because I thought, in fact, I told my then husband, this internet stuff is going to change the world. And his counterpart in the business said, "This is a fad. I've seen it before. It won't last."
Wow.
Interesting, because now newspapers are digital marketing agencies that provide news.
Right. Yeah. You saw it. Yeah.
I knew. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is going to change the world."
Yeah. Wow.
And I would allow me to volunteer at the kids' school, or if they got sick, I could stay home with them and I could keep working. So that's why I started the Small Business Guru. And it went through different iterations. I, in the beginning, built websites, and then everybody in their high school student can build websites now. So I did a lot of social media. And then eventually, probably 5 or 6 years ago, probably 6 years now, I decided to really focus on search engine optimization, or shortened version is SEO.
Yeah.
Go, "Oh, what's that?"
Yeah. What's that? Or if they've heard of it, that's scary.
Yeah. It's like, "Oh, that's hard."
Yeah.
You can't get on the first page of Google. Oh, yeah, you can. You can. One of my first customers that came on with me, the Wax Room of Salem.
Yes.
Tia Giorgio. She had only had her license for 5 months in 2019. And she said, "My goal is to get to 6 figures." Well, she started with me in November of 2019, and then we know what happened in 2020. Well, at the end of 2020, I don't want to give away all her numbers, but she did multiple 6 figures instead of just getting there. And her husband quit his job to be a stay-at-home dad with their toddler.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And I think I'm not sure, but I think he's back to work now, because now their toddler is in grade school, or maybe junior. Well, I guess grade school. And they are one of the $1 million businesses that I've helped to build in this community. So when people ask me now, "What do you do?" Because their eyes glaze over when I say SEO, I just say, "I build $1 million companies." And
That's
they say,
right.
"Tell me more."
Well, what you do changes lives, obviously. Like that is so neat.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, during COVID, I mean, there wasn't a lot of just walk-in traffic. I mean, she must have recognized that she needed to she
hired me before she even knew she was going to need me.
Really? Okay.
Well, before she knew that what would happen with COVID.
Could do. Yeah.
And so people just found her online, and and the thing about what I do is I only do one business per category per area for that level of SEO. Okay. So that's my full SEO campaign. So now I have people in her businesses waxing come to me and say, can you do for me what you did for her? And I say, not if you're in Salem. Because then I'm trying to get 2 businesses or 3 businesses so that number one. So I have one plumber and one roof cleaning company and one, of each different category. But I can go into other areas and help, which is kind of my goal now, is to go into all across the country and do this for businesses.
Yeah. Okay. Now, have you always, this is probably a common question, but have you always been into that sort of thing? Like, have you always been good with technology, with, any kind of online presence, all that you've learned?
Well, kind of what happened was I had an advertising specialty business.
Okay. Yeah.
So kind of into the whole marketing thing. And I'd done that, I don't know. I think I can't remember how long I did, but I did it for quite a while. And then I got this little silver disc in the mail with AOL. You've got mail. Yep. And that's when I told my then husband, this is going to change everything. Yeah. And I'm going to get in on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I learned everything I could. And, I would stay up until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I was learning to build websites. I flew all over the country, and I went to different seminars and webinars and everything. I absorbed everything I could because it wasn't so much so that I could make money. It was because it was so fascinating. It was like, just wave a magic wand, just do this tech on the, and oh my gosh, I had one of the first advertising specialty websites that was out there really doing something before everybody else built it.
Yep.
And I brought on customers all over the country, which I had never met them before. They found my website. They picked up the phone. They gave me a call, and I did hundreds of thousands of dollars of business. And it was just, I was like, this is too good not to share.
Now, did a lot of I know your husband at the time did, but did you have a lot of friends and family just like, what are you doing? Like, I don't get it.
They try not to talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Mostly because I was just such a nerd. I was like, well, you can do this. And somebody would say, I remember one time my daughter invited some friends over, one of her girlfriends, and then their parents came over and we had dinner together. Yeah. And he was telling me about some business he was going to start. And I was like, okay, here's what we could do.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
He was like, okay.
That's so
but
awesome.
Once people saw the results of what I did, they were like, oh, you need to talk to her. Yeah. Because the results are everything. I mean, I even, I don't know, this is kind of that dirt to sky thing where my whole life, I always thought everybody's better than me. Everybody's prettier than me, funnier than me, smarter than me. So I worked really hard to try to be almost as good as it. Not to outshine somebody else, but I just didn't want to be a nobody.
Yeah.
So because I applied myself like that, and then I started stacking up the results, well, I did this for somebody, and then people would be like, oh, really? Okay, let's pay attention to that. Yeah. So then I started realizing, oh, my currency is not what I know. My currency is what I've done.
Right.
Don't talk about what you're gonna do. Talk about, I did this.
Yeah.
I did it. This is how it worked. And this is somebody, I just got a great testimonial from Nicole Milner, who owns the Vintage Veterinary Clinic. And it was actually her husband that went on and left me a review on Google. Aww. And she had started her veterinary clinic. She was living next door to Tia. Tia said, you got to talk to Melanie. So now my results are speaking for me.
Yes.
And that was in, I think, December of 2023. And she went from just opening her veterinary practice, barely even 3 days full, and I hope I have those details right, to now 5 days a week, and she's as busy as she wants to be. She's as booked as she wants to be. She has 177 5-star reviews. Now,
oh my gosh,
some of that's because I got her in front of enough people.
Uh-huh.
The other part of that is because she's extraordinary at what she does, and she has a great team.
Right.
So you can't
have
do one
to have
without
both.
the other. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. How has it been as you build your business, and it's one that is not terribly common and maybe understood because there's so much that goes into it behind the scenes, but how has it been knowing your own value and your own worth and knowing how to charge?
Well, when I first started, I charged in fact, Tia still pays me the original.
Yeah.
Not going to say how little it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
it's always grandfathered in,
and she's grandfathered in. Plus, I tell her stories so much. It's like, I made so much money just telling her story.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was talking to Kara of KC Creative. I said, I now charge at least 3 times, in some cases more than that, of what I used to charge.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know my value. I was like, well, I know it works. But then when I get, every year I'd meet with Tia and she'd be like, guess how much money I'm making now?
Yeah.
And it's not because she's making all this money, because now she's helping more people. She has employees that she pays very well, and it's like it compounds. Other people benefit.
Right.
A roof cleaning company that, was telling me now how he's getting into speaking and writing a book, and because he has all this free time, because he's over $1 million in business. His team is well paid and well trained, and he can step back and do some of the other things. You know what I mean? So it in the beginning, I like I said earlier, I always thought everybody was better than me, and my focus isn't ever the money. Right. Never the money.
Yeah.
My focus is the stories where I say, like Tia's husband, he quit his job to stay home with his little girl. That's amazing.
Yes.
How much did I make? I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
But look what they did. So when I can tell stories like that, that's what makes my heart sing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That is so neat, because that's a common thread I notice on successful business owners and entrepreneurs on this podcast so far, is they say that same thing is, I'm not in it only focused about the money and everything else works out. It's opposite. I focus on the people. And then the money comes by nature when you care about the people and help them solve their problem. Yeah. Yeah. And so,
In fact, I all the time have consultations with people who are either just getting started in business, or they've kind of flatlined in their business after a little while. And somebody will recommend that they call me, or they'll find me in search. They'll be like, oh, I found you on Google. Like, really? Yeah. Does what you do work? How'd you find me? But I will tell them, okay, here's the results I produce. And I'll go through all that first.
Right.
Because somebody asked me once, well, do you have any discounts? I said, I don't do discounts. Do results.
Right.
Like, how big do you want your results to be?
Yes.
And I have a couple different tiers that people can participate in. And then sometimes they'll be like, yeah, someday I'll be able to hire you, even at my lowest. So, let me tell you what you can do on your own right now. Yeah. And then when you're too busy to do it yourself, because there's simple enough things like how to update your Google Business profile. First of all, you have to have one. Yep. I talk to business. What's a Google profile? Yeah. Do I have to spend money on ads? No, it's free. You can set it up yourself. When they pay me to do it, they're paying me for my time and my expertise. But if you want to do it yourself, you can. And I will even send you a free local visibility checklist for free. Yeah. And if I do this every single month, it's going to help me show up on Google. In August of this last year, 2025, Google prioritized the Google Business Profile for optimization, not only in search, but in AI. And there's some really simple things that, frankly, I use AI, but I know how to tell AI what I'm doing. Okay, this is the kind of business, this is their customer base, and this is who I want to target, and I want a FAQ style. Right. This is the kind of information we need to put in there. I'll put that whole set of instructions in and say, here, you do it. Yeah. 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 So, and I don't charge for that. I used to charge. I charged for a little while. I charged for it. And I was like, you know what? Things are really hard right now. I'm just going to help people get going. But I had somebody come back to me and say, I'm now too busy to do what you told me to do. I'm going to let you do it for me.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's so great. Yeah. Yeah. And that just goes to show that you care about the humans.
Yeah.
And then what you put out comes back in some form.
Yeah.
So how would you advise a business owner to realize when it's time, or like things to look for that they might not see now? I guess a better way of putting it is, do some businesses not realize that they need SEO? Are there some that aren't really seeing the power of why you need to show up on that first page in Google?
Yes, because they think, well, if I just network, if I go to the chamber, I'm in BNI.
Yep.
I'm in BNI. I go to the chamber. All those things are really important. I do social media. There's a lot of people
who
do
a website.
Yes, and they do it all, and they're like, the phone's not ringing.
Right.
Or it's not ringing enough. Or, okay, we're busy, but I want to scale, and we don't really have enough to bring on a team. But here's the thing, is when you set up SEO, and like I said, there's a couple different levels, but like at the level where I set Tia up at, and it's kind of, at the time, it was like my top level.
Yes.
It was the most comprehensive thing you could do. She could sit and work on a client, and her phone would ring.
Wow.
Did she have time to go networking? And during COVID, we couldn't.
Yeah. Right.
You know, if you want to just do what you do, you want the phone to ring. And if you don't, you're not going to build a website and show up on the first page of Google. Sometimes people can't even get found by the name of their business.
Right. Right. Yeah.
They have a website.
Yeah.
And they have a Google business profile.
Right.
And you look for the name of their business and they don't come up.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think every single business needs, at the very least, a good optimized Google business profile. You can do it yourself. You can have one of your team members do it, or you can hire somebody like me. So, and especially with AI. So this year.
Yeah, tell me about how that has changed things for you.
Well, let me tell you this. This year I did Christmas shopping on AI. Not intentionally.
Yeah.
But I was looking for some good ideas for my boyfriend, and I was looking for some camping ideas, like, because he's a big camper.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy has everything. So it can't be this, or this, you know, and I just needed to like have a conversation.
Right.
But I didn't want to call every store in town and have that conversation.
Yeah.
So I had that conversation with AI.
Yeah.
And I got 3 options. I got photos. I got why it would be a good option based on the kind of stuff he already has. I clicked on the picture, and I made the entire transaction happen inside of AI.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
And I spent $60. Wasn't a ton of money, but I could have spent $600.
Yeah.
Or $6,000.
Right.
So what's happening
You're learning how to make it work for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's happening is the plumber, the beauty person, the real estate agent, they don't realize it, but people are learning to rely on AI, and the transactions are going to start happening in AI. They're going to be setting appointments. They're going to be making purchases. OpenAI just the last year made a relationship with Stripe.
Okay.
And they're testing it with Etsy.
Okay.
And Etsy stock went up when this relationship happened, to where there's going to be buy buttons inside of AI.
Wow.
For purchases on Etsy.
With OpenAI, like
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And then, so Stripe, buy now, click, buy, purchase right inside AI. Then they're going to roll it out to, I forget who their next level was. And then after they've tested it on both of those platforms, it's going to be available to anyone and everyone. They got to work out the bugs first and make sure it, it works consistently.
Yeah.
And there's so much more happening. So, earlier this year, I actually lost half my business. Yeah. Like literally.
Wow. And what was it was it ChatGPT, or what was it?
Well, it's because the messaging in the market was SEO's dead.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
SEO's dead. And Neil Patel, he's one of the biggest names in the whole SEO space. Like his minimum price is like $5,000.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
He works with Uber and Lyft and, big names.
Got it.
He has a whole, like, in fact, I use a lot of his, his information to create my newsletter.
Right.
Which is the Local Visibility Pulse Report. What's happening? I would put my fingers on the pulse and go, okay, what is happening in AI?
Right.
And he says, SEO is not dead, even though in the beginning of the year, that's what they were saying is, you're not even going to use search engines
that's
anymore.
Terrifying.
There's 200 factors that influence how you show up. The algorithm, these 200 factors, Google
Got it.
and AI. AI is just adding an extra layer on everything. So if you're not showing up in SEO, you're not going to show up in AI.
Got it. Yeah.
And so you want to be able to show up in both places. So it's like in the good old days, you spent money on newspapers and Yellow Pages ads. And if you didn't have those things, especially even if just a little, tiny print in the Yellow Pages, if you didn't have something there when people opened up the book,
you didn't exist.
No.
Yeah.
Networking will only take you so far. It's definitely, I tell people it's like cogs in the machine. When one cog turns, the others turn.
Yep.
So there's social media, there's website, there's networking. And part of all of that I think underpins everything. In fact, Neil Patel talks about it all the time. SEO is not, it's search everywhere.
Yeah.
Because people are going to Instagram and they're saying, waxing near me.
Yep.
Not just Google.
Right.
So it influences everything.
Right.
And the better you're doing in your Google optimization and in your AI optimization, the better you're going to do in your search results in getting found in your social media.
Yeah.
So some people will spend so many hours on social media making the perfect reel, trying to go viral. It doesn't really matter if you go viral unless you get paid by TikTok and Instagram. And if you just want to get found by your next new home buyer, it doesn't matter whether you go viral or not. You just have to be in front of the people that you want to be in front of, in your local area, when they're ready. Because the thing about Google ads, Facebook ads, all the ads, is you're hoping to get an impulse buy.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a roofer, that's not an impulse buy.
Yeah, exactly.
If your roof ain't leaking, they're going to be like, yeah, that's a nice roofing ad.
Right. Yeah.
Next,
move along.
Scroll. But if they go, oh my gosh, my roof is leaking, where are they going to look? They might look in social media. Right. More and more that's happening.
Yeah.
More commonly, they're going to go to search or AI. Find me the roofing company with the most 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
Find me, that does this kind of a roof or this kind of a building. So if you're not showing up there, it's like trying to run on a treadmill and get somewhere. You're going to get lots of a workout, but you're not going to get very far.
Right.
The length of that treadmill is the only distance you're going to make.
Yeah.
And if you don't have everything else working for you, you're not going to go far.
Right. Yeah. So it sounds like, you can only go so far with your Google SEO. Now there's AI. So you have to know how to make, so if your SEO on Google is like top notch, you've helped them get.
You probably will do well in AI. But the thing the layer that AI adds to it is, it's much more conversational than just limited to a keyword or a couple of keywords.
Right.
When SEO was without AI, we talked about long tail. So like partial sentences. And then it became like whole questions.
Right.
Like you'll see, the ads and you'll see the Google Map Pack and then you'll see people also ask. That is part of what drives also AI.
Right. Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think, when I was shopping for my boyfriend, I was like, okay, had a conversation. He's a camper. He already has a tent and he has this and he has this. He likes things old school. So he likes the, kerosene lanterns. And so I did this whole descriptive thing. And that influenced the results that I got back.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for the business owner? The business owner will not do well if they just have a brochure online.
Yeah.
This is the name of my business. This is me. This is my team. This is my building. And I do personal injury or whatever the thing is.
Right.
It needs to answer questions.
Yeah. And
show some expertise. Google has an acronym: experience, expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. So that's EAT with 2 E's at the beginning. So your website, on nearly every page, it should have frequently asked questions. So for a real estate agent, what questions do new home buyers ask? Do I need to get pre-qualified first?
Right.
I don't know because I'm not in your industry, but I could do the research.
Questions,
and because then they're going to go to AI and say, do I need to get pre-qualified first? Who should I talk to?
Right.
And if you've got that on your website, you're more likely to come up because you have the answer.
Right. Yeah. I think, that's so important. I spent some time in AI asking questions about the best real estate agents in Salem.
Yes.
And it actually had a lot of the information about me. I didn't come up at first. And then I looked at myself and I realized, and the numbers it was giving me about my business, my transactions were very inaccurate. And I was very upset about it, but it's because out there on Google or Zillow or somewhere is the wrong information. And so I need to make sure that not just AI, but everywhere else is correct.
Yes.
Because it is pulling data from all these places.
Absolutely. And you can put it on your own website.
Yeah.
So you've seen those sections where they say, we've helped this many people and this many closed projects and whatnot. You want to have that kind of, because what makes you trust somebody? Like if I say, I just started doing this last week and I'm so excited. I learned so much. I have a certificate. See how smart I am?
Right.
Or if I say, I've been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I have multiple businesses in this community that now earn over $1 million because of their good business practices.
Yep.
And because I got them in front of enough of the right people. Who would you hire?
Right. Yeah.
So that's the kind of information you want to put on your website. And there's ways to do it so that you demonstrate. You can tell case histories.
Yeah.
Like, Tia's a great case history for me to put on my website. I have on the first page of my website, Jaffet Jefferson of Referred Roof Cleaning. He talks about how, and this is a couple years old, but I think it was 2023, that 40% of his business came from organic search after we started working together.
Yeah.
That was responsible for over $400,000 worth of business for him. And everything else, Google ads, Facebook ads, Angie's List, was the rest.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't have to say I'm I build $1 million companies. I can say, here, listen to Jaffet. So there's a lot of different ways to tell that story.
Right.
So that AI goes, oh, well, this person's asking this question and this shows expertise.
Yep.
Experience. And not only in my voice, but in Jaffet's voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could do the same thing.
Right.
Get on with some of your first-time home buyers and let them tell you how scared they were.
Right.
Oh, I wasn't sure we were going to get qualified, and then we got qualified, and then we found a home, and we were raising our kids here, and those are the stories that are going to make, I want to work with her.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Really looking at your business and how you're presenting from the outside in, like from the eyes of a client.
Yeah, it's all the stories you tell to show I'm an expert, I have experience, I can speak with authority, and you can trust me.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, with AI that came out, I mean, was that kind of one of the more major pivots you've had to make? I know that you've had just from having your business 20 years, you've probably had to pivot and restart
life
so many times.
Been nothing but
pivot.
Yeah. I went through a divorce and I had to pivot.
Right.
I could tell you story after story. But here's the thing is every season has its own problems. Sometimes there are problems that are beyond your control, like when the pandemic.
Right.
The big pivot for me was 2008, 2009. I lost my home in 2009 because everything tanked and I couldn't make money to save my life. But you know what? With every problem, you can either face it with fear and shrink, or you can step into it. And just like when you're doing weightlifting, which is also something that I do, and you lift heavier and heavier, and finally you get to a point where you're like, I can't get this off the ground. And you keep working at it, and that first inch is so hard. Yeah. But when you get up, you can take that momentum and go up and down. Yeah. 235 pounds. But I never could have done that without starting. Yeah. So, business problems, life problems are just like that. The pandemic. One of the first things I did when I heard everything was going to get shut down, I called Tim Fondrick, River Marketing. I said, how are we going to pivot? What are we going to do? He's doing his business. I'm doing my business. We sometimes complement each other on projects. I said, what are we going to do? Right. Well, one of the things I did was I actually got licensed to sell Medicare. Yeah. Because all the businesses were closed. So I had Tia paying me, but that wasn't enough to pay all my bills.
You're like, what do I supplement with?
I could. In fact, I did 8 weeks. I worked at Amazon. I was lifting 50-pound bags of kitty litter and throwing them into the box. And then I was like, this. I've had enough of this.
Right. Yeah.
But even that was a pivot, and I got to serve people. And there's a whole nother business that came out of that, which I won't even talk about here. But it's every season has a challenge. Brooke Castillo is one of the people that I listen to a lot. She is the life coach school. And one of the things that she teaches is that life is 50-50. 50% of the time, life is glorious.
Right.
50% of the time, it sucks.
Yep. Yeah.
And you just know.
We're delusional for expecting it to be glorious all the time.
I used to think, what's wrong with me? How come my life sucks so bad? And then I started realizing, it's just a problem to be solved. How am I going to solve this problem? And I would figure out, well, I could do this. Well, that doesn't work, then try this. And then you find something that works and you're like, hey, everybody, come on, I figured out something that works. But life is full of pivots. There's not one dirt to sky story in anybody's life.
Right.
I mean, you think of many of the quote unquote billionaires or, very wealthy people. If you dug into their life story, they would tell you how many times they either lost it all or nearly lost it all and had to rebuild all over again.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those are the moments that make or break you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you just have to become stronger than the problem you face.
Yeah.
He has been a roommate because he was in veterinary medicine school. He's a certified vet tech, which his student loan is paid off.
Wow. Congrats to him.
Well, the big thing is, and it's a whole dirt to sky story for me, is when he first started, he did it all on his own. He was going to pay the student loan off on his own.
Yeah.
The first day of school, he was ready to quit because it was too hard.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not smart enough. It's way too hard. Like, he didn't do well in high school for a whole lot of reasons. And he's like, I can't do this. And I said, okay. So you can go there tomorrow and talk to the guidance counselor at the, school, the veterinary school. And, because he could quit within, I think, 24, 48 hours and he wouldn't owe anything.
Got
it. He got to school. He turned in his homework and he went to go talk to the guidance counselor. And somehow they talked and said, that homework you did last night, you did it all? We got A's. Wow. And that was a week's worth of homework.
Oh my gosh.
He said, I thought it was for tonight. So he said, okay, I'm going to stay.
Yeah.
When he got ready to leave school, and go work at a veterinary clinic, he had to get an externship, which means he was working for free.
Yep.
He started working there and it was 6 weeks. They hired him in week 4 because they said, we're afraid you're going to go somewhere else. We don't want to lose you.
Oh, wow.
Then, fast forward a couple of years, they paid for him to do his vet tech. And he just finished it. Wow. And he moved out just recently. And before he left, he was like, I don't know if I can do this. I've been counting on you for so many years. And, and I say roommate. It's not, he's not staying home playing video games. Like, he pays all of his own bills. He pays me rent. He's just a roommate.
Yep.
He's like, I don't know how. And I said, choose your hard.
Yeah.
It'll be hard to stay here.
Yep.
Or it'll be hard to go out there. But choose your hard.
Yep.
Life's
just not
life
easy.
Is hard.
Yeah.
And so now he's going and growing and he's doing really well. But, that's you talk about the problems that you face and all the reinventing that I've had to do. And then you watch your kids go through it. And when you've learned this is just a problem to be solved, you tell them that and they go, okay.
Yeah.
In fact,
they're learning and watching.
When he was telling me about how scared he was to move out, I hope he doesn't. Anyways. I gave him all my motherly wisdom, and then he called one of those, virtual therapists.
Yeah.
I said, okay, that I'm glad you did that. That's a great, to reach out to somebody you could get some feedback from. And he goes, I could have saved $60. She told me everything you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a story he'll look back and tell someday.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. And as a mom, it's just awesome to hear the way that you, speak that wisdom to them, and you tell it like it is. There's no fluff. Life is hard, and but you lead by example. So yeah. Now, when did you start bodybuilding, and how has that impacted your life and business?
Well, in my late 50s, I started falling, just walking.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was doing. I was walking somewhere, a little crack in the sidewalk, and I didn't even get my hands out in front of me. I fell on my face. And I'm sure I had a concussion. I mean, I wasn't diagnosed or anything, but I was like, whoa.
Yeah. That's so young to, that's scary.
It is. And I think what it was is because I sit at a desk all day. And so you sit and you don't do anything to use those muscles, and you're hunched over the desk and you just get out of shape.
Yep.
And it's not really about how fat or how skinny. It's just about your muscles not being strong enough to hold your body up.
Right.
A couple weeks later, I fell again. I fell 3 times in that month.
Yep.
So I started doing it on my own. I would just go to, Planet Fitness or, one of the local places in town.
Yep.
And I did actually pretty good. I stopped falling.
Yep. Wow.
And then I started hanging out with a friend group. And I'm going to say her name, Amy Mendonca. She's the vice president of Citizens Bank downtown.
Awesome.
She said to Sean and I, so what are you guys going to do for New Year's? This was in October. And we're like, we do a run every year, right? We run with her.
Yep.
We do. She's, no, I'm talking about, not talking about the run. Like, do you have any New Year's resolutions? And then she was getting somewhere with it, but she wanted it to be our idea.
Yeah.
And then, so anyway, she finally said, what about doing it? Jared just did a bodybuilding contest last September, and Jillian did it. She was naming the other people. Why don't we do it? And I was talking to Sean. This was over text. I was like, no.
Yeah.
And he's like, sure, why not? I was like, well, I can't be left out.
Yeah. Guess we're doing it. So
we started working on it. We prepared from October to May of last year.
Oh my gosh.
And, the biggest thing, I lost 52 pounds.
Wow.
And,
and with gaining muscle, I mean, that's a big, body composition change.
Well, I'm still in the process of building muscle because I am pretty strong. But it's not very bulky yet.
Yeah.
And where I have skin where it used to be nice and plump and curvy with fat, it needs to be filled with muscle. So I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
But I took second place in my age group. There was only 3 of us. There was Amy. She was 47, 48, I think 47. She got first place in our age group. I got second place.
Oh my gosh.
And there was another lady in her 70s that got third place. She should have honestly been ahead of us because she was amazing. Yeah. But it wasn't about taking a place. It was about putting myself out there.
Yeah.
So the competition was that whole confidence thing.
Right.
I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
And I did it. I'm like, I don't care. I'm just going to show up. And then there was the however many months of 6 or 7 months of showing up at the gym 4 times a week, cutting things out of my diet that wasn't going to support that goal. So it's like, choose your hard.
Right.
I could have kept falling back when I first got started. I could have done less, but instead I chose to show up at the gym 4 days a week and do the training. And I'll just say, I work out with Jared Wagner. He's a great trainer. And he's so kind, and he works a lot with, I won't say a lot, but he has a slice of his audience that he works with that are 60 and above.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I learned, because I'm 64, one of the things that I learned is that working out, you don't have to do a contest or a competition.
Right.
Don't even if that scares you, just don't even think about it.
Yeah.
But Dr. Gabriel Lyons is somebody that I listen to because I had to figure out what's my why. I mean, it can't just be peer pressure because I won't have enough discipline to keep up with it. So I had to figure out, why am I doing this? And she talked about, she works a lot with geriatric patients 70 and above, and many of them had already developed Alzheimer's and dementia. Some of them couldn't even remember how to tie their shoes.
Wow.
She got them to change their diet.
Oh.
So not super restrictive, just healthier.
Right.
And work and do strength training. Tiny weights, 3 pounds, 5 pounds. After, I don't remember how long she said, but after a short period of time, like weeks, they could remember how to tie their shoes.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Their memory started coming back. Their brains started working better. So I was like, okay, I could do this now, choose my hard.
Right.
And then when I'm 60, 70, I tell my kids, I'm going to live until I'm 120. And I'm not talking about you know, having to turn me over in my bed.
Right.
I'm going to be chasing you.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it.
Because I'm going to do what's hard right now.
Right.
And when I started posting it on social media, it was kind of...
I loved watching your journey.
Put yourself out there in a little bikini and kind of feeling awkward. I'm not that kind of a person.
Right.
But I had a couple people. One lady messaged me and said, I have arthritis so bad that she used to knit and crochet and do stuff for her family and grandkids. And she said, I can't do it anymore. And she said, do you think it'll help me? Like, what can anyways, she went on her own journey. She changed the way she was eating. She told me about the meal plan that she was going to go on. And she says, guess what? I can use my hands again.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if it's completely gone.
Yeah.
But it was manageable.
Right. Right.
And so that's why I started posting it, is because I wanted people my age to say, I'm not too old. I can do this.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Amy's age, she's in her 40s. That's really, if you can start early, start early, because then you won't have to wait until you're falling on your face.
Right.
Before you get started.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Wow. That's really.
And I also use it as like, this is I don't know if metaphor is the right word for it, but a metaphor for business is weightlifting is hard.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing about becoming stronger is, you know, when you could only lift 45 pounds, I mean, I could lift the bar without any weights on it is 45 pounds. That was hard.
Yeah.
The last time now you go through these cycles where you build up, and then you move on to something else. You can't just come right back to it and lift it up. Well, I can't.
Yeah.
But when I got to the top of that cycle, I could lift 235 pounds.
Wow.
So in my mind, I'm thinking, this is just like business.
Yes.
I could build my business, my client base, my income, how many people I'm helping if I do little incremental things every single day. And I can't go from A to Z, but I can do A, B, C and get there.
Yep.
And if I can do it,
anybody can. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Do you find that it's helpful to track what you're doing in business and then go back and review it?
Absolutely.
Or what's kind of your process there?
Absolutely. I keep track of, you know, how many sales calls I make. And honestly, I'm at a place now, thank God, where I don't do any cold calling.
Yeah.
None.
Wow. That's great.
I'll do outreaches like on social media, like on LinkedIn is a great resource for me. I'll reach out. But honestly, I get called. I get people find me on Google, people find me in AI. In fact, the other day I got a call from somebody in Florida who's starting an HVAC business. And he had some questions for me. Yeah. And so so what I've been doing in social media, in addition to my SEO, is and I stopped only because I got so busy I didn't have time to do it. I'm going to get back into it. But I was doing at least one post every day. And I would get on and tell a story. A 60-second or 90-second story about a business, you know, like how Spanx got started. Right. How Netflix overcame Blockbuster. You know, just interesting, fun stories. And then I would mix it in with, this is what you can do for your business. You know, make sure you have your Google profile updated, things like that.
Were they videos or written?
Reels.
Oh,
And what I would do is my good friend AI, I would say, write me a 45-second telescript on this. Yeah. And I would say it needs to have a strong hook and a soft call to action. Yep. And if I didn't like it, I would write it again. Say more about this. Say less about that. Yeah. And then I would do it while I was walking my dog, which is not, I mean, my hair's a mess and I'm in my gym clothes. Yeah. It's like I'm in the trenches with my sleeves rolled up. Yeah. And I got a call from somebody in our community who has known what I do for years. Yeah. She's like, I've been watching your videos. Yeah. Could you help us? Oh, wow. So I've known her for at least 10 years. Yeah. And she's finally calling me because I was putting in that effort.
Right.
And I was telling the story.
Yeah.
And then also that social media, I've been, playing with how and where it goes, so it's it's on the platform. It's going to show up in my community. But if I tag it just right, it'll show up in all these other areas. One morning I got a call at 6 a.m. from a yoga studio in Maryland.
Wow.
So,
oh my gosh.
I have a goal to help 1,000 businesses in the next 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's no way I can do that.
So
but I can.
Yeah.
So the thing about it is instead of it being like a linear, this and this, building, it is more like systems. I'm going to implement systems in how my outreach is and who I get in front of. I've got to build a team because I can't do it all myself. And what if I don't get 1,000? What if I get 500? Yay!
That's amazing.
What if I get 250? Yay!
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but what
you're not playing like you're not limiting yourself or playing small. You're like you have big goals. You're like shooting for the sky.
Well, and it causes you to construct differently.
Yeah.
What's the system? How many people do I have to connect with and communicate with to get to 1,000?
Yeah.
And it doesn't all have to be like what I did for Tia, because also what I have in mind is to put together like a marketing course.
Yeah.
And there's already a lot of people that do that. But I also think that we all have our own unique voice and we all have our own unique listening capability. So what I typically do is I listen to my marketplace, to the people that I want to reach. That's why I love doing free consultations in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's my laboratory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're like, well, the phone's just not ringing anymore. Do you know how much I use that phrase in my marketing? If you feel like your phone's just not ringing anymore, it's because I had this laboratory with somebody telling me exactly what keeps them up at night. And then I developed my marketing around that.
Yeah.
And I train my team on that.
Right.
And so I just got into a book. Dr. Benjamin Hardy just came out with a new book called The Science of Scaling.
Okay.
Tony Robbins endorsed it, saying he wished he would have wrote it himself.
Wow.
Because it's not just, you got lucky, you went viral. There's a science.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he talks about is setting a goal that's absolutely impossible. Because instead of building on just steps, you start creating systems. And the systems almost always involve other people. So, I have to have a team that will help me create the content and edit the content and post it and all. So that's one of the things that I'm working on now. And I've just created standard operating procedures, and we've got it into, I use ClickUp for the project management and everything. So now I can bring on a new person and say, just go through this checklist and do that. And then I have a way of monitoring the work that they've done instead of me trying to do everything myself.
Wow.
But it's a perspective change. You say, how can I do this and not have to do everything, all the heavy lifting myself?
Yep.
There's got to be a path, because if all these other people can do it, why can't I?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's a new way to think about it. And it's maybe difficult to lose. It might feel like you're letting go of control, but if you do it that way, it's the opposite. You're leveraging other people to hit bigger goals and grow your business.
I just brought on somebody, and she's much more on the aesthetic side of things. I'm on the technical side of things. That's where my skill set is. I do okay with the aesthetic, but I'll say, okay, this is the client I'm working with and I need it to look like this. In fact, Women's Boxing International.
Oh yeah, I had her on this podcast.
Yes. Her whole system that she operates, her, free memberships, and you try out the thing, it's all built in a program that this team member that I just brought on, she's been with me off and on for a couple of years. She's what helped us put it together.
Wow.
And
I actually saw her website. It's really great. So
and some of the ideas this year came from her. She's like, I like it to look more like this and like this. And so, it's never just me or one person. It's a kind of a combination. But this gal that I brought onto my team, we met through somebody else's Dirt to Sky story, which I don't have the liberty to share because it's not my story. But we were fixing a problem that someone else caused. And I said, well, since you're not able to work for her anymore, how about would you come work for me?
Yeah.
And it is just like a gift from heaven. She's so talented. So if you don't set a goal like that, you don't put yourself in a position for those things to come your way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's so good. Now, before we wrap up, I would love to hear a little bit more about the newsletter. You only touched on it. What did you call it?
It's the local visibility, which most people will understand. Local visibility.
Yes.
I want people to see my business.
Right.
So I could say SEO and then go, that's hard. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Boring. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Local visibility, pulse. Like if you want to, is somebody alive? You take their pulse.
Yes. Got to see where they're at.
So local visibility pulse report. So what I do is every week I use AI and I've given it where I want the information to come from. All of the leaders in the SEO space.
Yeah.
Compile what's today, what's happening right now.
Yep.
And so I go through that and I'll pick something or a couple of things. And then I'll tell it, okay, I have a template for how I want my newsletter to look like. I finally got to a place where I'm like, too long, didn't read. So what's the short version, the summary, and then what's everything else that's there? This is what's happening. This is how it applies to home services or beauty, different kinds of businesses.
Yep.
And here's what you can do on your own. Here's what you can delegate to somebody on your team to do. And if you hire somebody, here's the questions you should ask. Here's how you can find out. So I'm kind of refining that every time I write the newsletter. I refine it so that, because I want somebody to be able to say, okay, I probably should do something. They could read the newsletter and go, well, I don't even have a Google Business Profile, or I have one, but I haven't looked at it in 5 years.
Right. Yeah.
I need reviews. I should pay more attention to those. Like, they'll know what do they need to pay attention to. And then they might get to a place where like, okay, I don't have time to do it.
Right.
My wife is already doing the bookkeeping for my roofing business, so she probably doesn't want to do it. I'll just hire somebody.
Yeah.
And who should they hire? Well, of course I want them to hire me, but they might hire somebody else and I don't know. How do I know if they're even doing the right thing? What should you know so you can say, yes, they're working on the right things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's set up so that it could be subscribed to, but right now everything's available for free.
Right. Yeah.
My plan is, so for example, I have a product that's in the creation process. What are the top 10 article types that AI is looking for on your website? So it could be blog posts. It could be, resource pages. AI loves, case histories, comparisons, FAQs. And I have a template for a prompt to tell AI what to write and how to write it. I have a template if you want to do it yourself. How does it need to be laid out, and what do you need to put in there for every single one? I even have something really geeky on there, which most people are going to like, I don't care. But there's something called schema.
Okay.
Schema is the code that AI and Google read to find out not only what's on that whole website, but what's on that page. It answers these 10 questions so that when the algorithm sweeps and indexes your page, it reads the schema and then it's indexed. So when somebody asks the question, do I have to get pre-qualified when the first time I'm buying a house? It has that, what was on your website. That's how you come up. So what I have is a prompt that they can go to AI. I've just published this article on my website. Write the schema for this article.
Wow.
And they could do it all themselves if they want to.
Yeah.
Or they could say if they've hired somebody to do it for them, they can say, please make sure I have these kinds of articles on my website. And make sure there's global schema, like real estate website, med spa website. And make sure there's schema on the individual FAQ case history comparison pages. And I'm going to start making that available as either if you pay for the subscription to the local visibility pulse report, you'll get that for free as part of your subscription. Or if you want to buy it one-off, it'll be available so you could just buy it.
Yeah.
And then in the interest of getting to that 1,000 businesses that I help, I have a complete package that if you're already in the content creation world, people competing with me, if they haven't put that together yet, they could steal my ideas. And I tell them, this is how to communicate to your business owner. This is how to gather the information. This is how to write their content. And I sell it to them a little bit higher. These are the kind of contracts you want to have. And they could buy that and do their own business.
Oh my gosh.
Because then I could help people all over the world.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. That is so neat. And I can definitely see where you've not only pivoted, but you've created and you've seen voids and things that are missing and you've taken action.
Yes.
And you've created it and you're using it to help other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the things that really motivated that was, in addition to my business dropping by half, was I started seeing all these people being laid off from Microsoft and Google and Facebook.
Yes.
And big companies were laying off thousands of people.
Yes.
And the first thing that popped into my mind is, those are entrepreneurs in the making. They all have skills. If they don't get another job, there's going to be a whole lot of them that are going to start their own business.
Yep.
And they need to know, where do I start? What do I do?
Right.
I got to get found. Some of them might know more than I do. Like I had one company from LinkedIn contact me, and he does IT, like cybersecurity and that type of stuff. And he goes, but I don't know nothing about marketing. So him and I are kind of in negotiation right now. Exactly. So I said, here's what you can do on your own. If you work with me, this is what I would do for you. But, so seeing all those layoffs, and then I think it was maybe a month ago, I saw that they're seeing the highest number of entrepreneurs in history right now.
Wow. That's
my audience.
That is so
I can either business owner that's like the roofer, the plumber, whatever, or I can be my competition because I'm 20 years ahead of them.
Yeah.
I know what works.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
So
you're choosing your heart and you're going at it with positivity and like you're gonna tackle it.
Yes.
I love that. That's such a great mindset.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, before we wrap up, and it's been so much fun having you here. I've been waiting. But what is either something you've learned or just a piece of advice that you have for other business owners and entrepreneurs in whatever space they're in?
Every season has its own set of problems.
Yeah.
And I can say, choose your heart, or I can say, you can face it with fear, or you can step into leadership.
Right.
Because, in the beginning, for me, it was leading my kids, you know, and then it was working with people like Tia or Japheth.
Yeah.
And, if I hadn't faced the problem, I wouldn't have these great stories to tell.
Right.
How one of my customers' husbands quit his job just so he could stay home with his kids. Yeah. So, this year has been a really hard year.
Yeah.
Politically, it's hard. All the technology changes makes it hard. Young people are feeling discouraged. How can they afford to pay the rent with, $15 an hour?
Right.
Become a better problem solver. And it really, if you can think, you can learn to solve problems. And you can, everybody has their own level, and you get around other problem solvers and you get better ideas. So whenever you're like, I can't do this anymore, trust me, it happens almost every day.
Same.
You say, oh, it's just a problem.
Yep.
How can I solve this problem?
That's right.
And then you say, well, how can I solve this problem for somebody else and have them pay me for it?
Yeah, I love it. Even better.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Melody, for being here today
Thank you for having
sharing
me.
all of that. I know we could have probably talked forever about it.
Yes.
But where can people find you?
My website is thesmallbusinessguru.com, and make sure it's thesmallbusinessguru.com. They can find me on social media. It's almost always something with Small Biz Guru. Or they can just go look for me on Substack, which is where my newsletter is published.
Okay. Yeah.
Local Visibility Pulse Report.com.
Okay.
It'll just take you right there.
Great.
In fact, you could just do SEO business in Salem, and I'll come up.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You know someone that.
Yes, a few people.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. I love it. Well, thank you so much again. And thank you for joining us for Dirt to Sky Business Podcast. And thank you, Hotel Salem, for sponsoring this episode.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bam.